towards her. It was Daisy. As they passed, Minnie noticed that Daisy was wearing a pink jogging suit and high-top sneakers just like hers. Daisy waved to her friends. "Hi, everybody. Watch how fast I can run," she called. "I'm going to try really hard to do better than Daisy at the tryouts," Minnie thought to herself. Early the next day, Minnie practiced throwing a softball. Lily, Clarabelle, and Penny took turns catching as Minnie threw the ball to them. Then Daisy practiced throwing a softball, and the three girls took turns helping her. Minnie watched as Daisy threw the ball. "Daisy's really good," Minnie thought. Later, Minnie went to the park and practiced catching. She used her favorite glove for good luck and caught all of the balls her friends threw to her. Before long, Daisy came to the park too, and the girls helped her practice her catching. Minnie watched from nearby. The next day, Minnie practiced her batting. So did Daisy. Minnie watched Daisy out of the corner of her eye and saw that Daisy was a very good player. Minnie was getting more and more worried, and the more worried she became, the more upset she was that Daisy was trying out for the team. Penny, Clarabelle, and Lily did not know what to do. "The tryouts are tomorrow morning," Lily said. "Minnie and Daisy are both our friends. Which one should we root for?" All right, let's stop and think about what has happened so far. Let's stop and jot any new predictions on what we think is going to happen in the rest of the book. For example, I predict that Daisy and Minnie are going to both take themselves out of the competition to not hurt their friendship. I'm going to write this down in my notebook. You come up with your own predictions, and then we'll keep reading. Okay, let's keep reading. At last, it was the day of the tryouts. The coach welcomed everybody and said, "I know all of you have been working hard all week. There's only one spot open on our team, so do your best and may the best player win." Minnie's heart was pounding. She looked over at her friends. She wondered what Daisy was thinking. "I want my friends to root for me, and I want to win, but I also want to be Daisy's friend. I wish we weren't competing with each other." Turn and whisper to a friend how you think Minnie's feeling right now. All right, let's keep reading. The first test was throwing a ball at a target. Each girl had 5 chances. Minnie aimed carefully and threw the ball. She hit the target 3 times. "Hooray!" her friends shouted. Then it was Daisy's turn. She took careful aim and hit the target 4 times. "Hooray!" the girls shouted. The coach announced, 3 for Minnie, 4 for Daisy. Let's see. The next part was catching a ball. Minnie caught the ball 4 out of 5 times. The coach announced the total, 7 for Minnie, 4 for Daisy. Both girls were doing very well. None of the other players even came close to their scores. When it was Daisy's turn to catch, she caught the ball 3 out of 5 times. "The score is even," the coach declared. "Minnie has 7 points and Daisy has 7. 7-7. It's getting really close. The batting tryouts came next. Crack, 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 crack. Both Minnie and Daisy hit the ball 5 out of 5 times. Everyone jumped to their feet and cheered. Let's cheer for Minnie and Daisy. Clap your hands, pump your fist. Woo! Go Minnie, go Daisy. Just like their friends over here. The coach quieted the crowd. "The score is tied," he announced. "There is just one final event, the running race. The winner of the race will be on the team." Daisy and Minnie took their places at the starting line. Minnie could feel herself getting more and more nervous. "Ready," said the coach. Get set, and then he blew the starting whistle. Minnie and Daisy started running as fast as they could. First Daisy was ahead, then Minnie, then Daisy, then Minnie. Pause. Close your eyes and think back to your prediction about who was going to win the competition. Close those eyes, think back to what you predicted. Were they both gonna win? Was Daisy gonna win? Was Minnie gonna win? Give me a thumbs up when you got your prediction. We're gonna see if you're right, okay? We're getting there. By the last stretch, Daisy was getting out of breath and had to slow down. Minnie was tired too, but she kept on running and thinking to herself, I want to win, I want to win. She ran and ran and was the first one to cross the finish line. Raise your hand if you predicted that Minnie was going to win. Give yourself a pat on the back for getting that prediction right. Everybody clapped and shouted, Congratulations, Minnie, the coach said. You are the winner and the newest member of our school softball team. Then he added, Congratulations also to Daisy for being a good competitor and a good sport. It sure was a close race. There's that good sport we talked about earlier. We definitely saw Daisy being a good sport. I'm glad I won, but I'm not as excited as I thought I would be. Makes me sad to see Daisy so disappointed. Aww. Minnie's not feeling as happy as she thought she would be for winning. Minnie sat with Daisy on the bench. I feel funny, Minnie told her. I'm glad I won, but I'm sorry you lost. Then Daisy looked up at Minnie and said, I feel funny too. I'm sorry I lost, but I'm glad you won. Daisy shook Minnie's hand and said, Congratulations, Minnie. I tried my best, but you won fair and square. You're the lucky winner. Minnie smiled. You're right, Daisy. I am lucky because I have a friend like you, she said. Aw, look at our friends are shaking hands. They said you're the lucky winner. And she congratulated her. Our friends are definitely being good sports with each other. Okay. Let's look back at our sheet. We have done our before reading and our during reading for making predictions. Now we're going to talk about our after reading. We're going to go back and revisit some of these predictions that we made at the beginning of the book and confirm or adjust our predictions to see if we were right. The first prediction we talked about as a class was that the characters in the book would be playing baseball or softball. Right, they played softball, absolutely. So that prediction we made was correct. Our characters were playing softball. Give yourself a pat on the back for making that correct prediction. Another prediction made by a friend was that they were going to be on opposite teams. Let's think back to the book. Think in your head. Were our characters on opposite teams? No, right? They were both competing to be the last player on their team's softball team. So technically, they were both competing for the same team. So let's go ahead and change that prediction on our sheet. Awesome. Our next prediction from a friend was that they will be a bad sport. Let's think back. Let's look. Were any of our characters a bad sport? Our friends were cheering for each other. They had their friends cheering. They're both smiling. Let's see. We even saw at the end, they shook hands. They congratulated each other. I would say both characters were really good sports. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and change that prediction. Let's adjust it based on the clues we found while we were reading. Okay. And our last prediction we made was that both characters were going to win. Ooh, was that right? Did both win? Did both get the spot on the team? No, Minnie got the spot on the team, right? We learned that through reading our book. So let's go ahead and change that prediction as well. All right. Thank you, everyone, for helping me confirm and adjust our predictions to see if we were right. So today, while reading, we made some predictions. Who can remind me what a prediction is? Right, it's a good guess using clues from the book. Absolutely. So before reading, we looked at our title and our pictures to see if we could make guesses about what was going to happen. While we were reading, we stopped and we made predictions based on what we were reading to see if our predictions could change for what the end of the book included. After reading, we confirmed or adjusted our predictions to see if we were right and to make our predictions accurate with what actually happened in the book. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to have our friends go back to our seat. We're going to practice our making predictions by writing postcards to our characters. We're going to make predictions about where we think they're going to be 10 years from now, okay? This way is fun because your predictions can't be right or wrong. I will explain the directions more when you get to your seat, but I want to thank everyone for their hard work with the making predictions and for reading our book. All right, see you at your seats.